Hello everyone, my name is Liddy, and welcome back to Main Assembly. So today I kind of wanted to go back and revisit a couple of my builds that when I recorded, they didn't work so well. Particularly my cannon and my video about my catapult. The catapult, I built that on camera, so I didn't really do any testing. I didn't think it was going to be that hard, and I thought it would work almost flawlessly, at least in my predictions. It did not. But let's start with the actual cannon, where, if I can bring it out, this, before recording, I spent a lot of time working on this, just to make sure it worked and whatnot. And I did, and after recording, I went back and I kind of revisited it. The main problem is the ammo. So I'm using the cylinder explosive, and what I want to happen is I want it to explode like on impact. And what I had at the time, I don't know. So you can't really see these too much, but I had two proximity sensors attached or linked to this cylinder explosive, and whenever they detected like an object, this would explode. But the problem is how bulky it is. So anytime I would spawn in like a cannon, which I can show you, this is my unrevised version, and I actually have to detach this one. My newest one I don't have to detach. I think it was F. Yeah, when I detach it, this happens. It just, there's so many collisions that it just freaks out. and it's also, and even with my revised version, it still wasn't the greatest, as if you guys watched that episode. It was very inconsistent as well. My newer version, it's still not 100%, but it is definitely better. Let's take it out, and I'll show you the new bullet. Oh, that right there. All right, I literally have, I think, if I remember correctly, it's literally just like there's a chassis piece right here, then there's actually a speedometer, and then the cylinder explosive. And honestly, I'm pretty impressed. I thought about this. So what I have it is, I have the speedometer triggering for when it gives an output of 1, and it'll have it to hold. It'll hold off like triggering the explosive until it reaches the output of 0. Because what I want it to happen is for when it to hit a wall or something, that's when it hits 0, it will trigger the explosive. It is not 100%. Sometimes it, honestly, about 50% of the time it does explode in midair. So I'm still trying to work on it, work on a better solution. But honestly, at least when it coming out of my cannon, it's almost 100%. Every now and then, my one explosive in here, that's back here. I see it. Yeah, this one right here, my flat explosive, that actually triggers just to leave. It will sometimes detonate this, or it'll just cause it to freak out. But I can show you. I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna bring out a new one just to be safe. And yeah, and as I said before, I don't need to detach this one. I have it on a delay. So I just have to press one button to fire. Oops. As you can see, it did fire, and then you did see an explosion. Hopefully, every now and then it does launch me, but if I angle up, it brings the force down. But, and if you guys saw that one, it does glitch through every now and then, just because of the impact. But without a doubt, it does fire every time. And I'm very happy with it. Whee! It's not in there. It probably glitched through. Oh, yeah, and you guys saw the explosion over there. That 60 was the explosion. So I'll see if I can fire in midair, and we'll see if it blows up midair. Like I said, it's still not perfect, so I lost it a little bit. Yeah, I lost it. Come on. Oh yeah, usually when you see that 151, it means that it all exploded at one time. Ooh. I saw APs. There's a 1, oh there was a 7. Oh well. Yeah, sometimes the piece that gets actually really fired is the speedometer, which is not the greatest. Oh, yeah, 2 explosions there. But, oh well. You guys get my point, and I'm going to continuously work on this to make it better and better. Because realistically, I mean, if you want I just want an exploding cannonball. It doesn't need to explode. But I just thought for this, it'd be kind of cool if it did. But actually, instead of going to the catapult next, I figured I'd show you something I sort of built in the stream. So kind of going off that idea, of the ones not exploding, I wanted to make more kind of like a, not necessarily a gun. It's probably still a cannon. So, but also didn't want to have to reload like every bullet, so I wanted to make kind of like a magazine, which I was pretty successful with. I'm still working on it. So I have each one of these pretty much on a trigger from 1 through 4. So I press 1, it fires. You guys saw the 1 over there, or the damage markers. Press 2. That fire over there. 3. I think it fired. I don't see any pieces. And 4. Okay, sometimes you have to hold it. There you go. But also I have, sometimes, I mean, just like real life, every now and then you'll get a dud. So I have the piston kind of just extending all the way out just to push it out of the way. And just to show you that, just because I'm still working on it, I wanted to make a not realistically a 10, just go through 1 through 0 on the keyboard, but oh, I got at least 1 through 9. 1 through 4 works perfectly. See, this is where like going up to 5 and more, I need to like mess with delays, and also the problem is how it falls as well. I think it's hilarious. Oh, come on. And sometimes the actual like flat explosive that triggers it is it gets destroyed by a previous one. So there's still some kinks I'm trying to work out. Oof, that was pretty good. Honestly, that was probably one of the better examples. Maybe about like 80% actually like went off. Well, actually never mind, there's 2 bullets right there. Or 3 bullets. No, maybe not, maybe a little less than that. But one of my plans is definitely make this aimable. And hopefully I can get like either 9 magazine working, or maybe I'll just stick with the 4 or 5. If you guys want me to, I guess I can, yeah, I'll talk about this in a little bit. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. The actual hammer, or that's what I'm calling the hammer, the piston that triggers the flat explosive, doesn't do anything. It's more just for looks, honestly, and just because I wanted it, that's where I got the idea of the speedometer again. And again, this is just, I have all these triggered up to this one speedometer. And when when this just gets any kind of like input or when it reaches any speed, it'll output to the corresponding flat explosive, and then it just fires. It detaches and fires and whatnot. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed or happy with it. I thought even like the cannon, I thought the speedometer was a kind of cool alternative to the sensors, because sensors, I liked them, but they were just so like inaccurate, and I feel like the devs need to work on them a little bit. And I just can't get the smart sensor to work in my favor. Like anytime I put the smart sensor down, it explodes immediately. So I need to either figure out how it really works, because on the smart sensor, you can't really see where it's sensing. At least on the proximity sensor, there's an arrow. So I don't fully understand the smart sensor at all. If I did, it would probably be a lot more powerful. So, oh well, I mean, I'm always still learning, so hopefully I can get that to work. But anyway, I thought this was a pretty cool idea, and I definitely want to revisit this more in the future, because I would like to make some fun creations out of it, like with this idea. And I am still trying to make a better bullet, because one of the inconsistencies is like both of them dropping, like the flat explosive and the cylinder explosive dropping at the same time. The problem with the flat explosive is the actual like propulsion or thrust, whatever, actually goes off on the flat side. Does not go off on this side. So if I can bring one out, weapons, explosives. If we do that, then I'll say the cylinder explosive, it only wants to attach on the wrong side. And I've tried putting chat, like, and if I actually take out a chassis, I might be able to do it. And if I take out a chassis, yeah. If I take out a chassis, I could, because it's not the best of views. I have tried doing this. It worked. Oops. Come on. There we go. Well, you didn't save? Come on. What are you doing, man? Whatever. I tried like wrapping a chassis around it. It works okay. The problem is then attaching it to the creation after that. So if anyone has any other ideas for the bullet, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. But I think we probably talked about this enough. I want to fire the the one again. I just like this one because it's how consistent it is. And I had, actually, if you guys saw, I had a speedometer on this one, on the first one. That was just a test to see if it actually moves or not, because it was hard to tell. So the speedometer just shows me that it's still moving. It's so cool, and I can't get over how much I like this thing. I'm just impressed with myself. Oh well. Alright. If you guys want me to go over any of the programming of this, let me know as well. It's not too bad, really. Or even any of my other creations. If there's any program you want to understand, please let me know. Because it's not like, I'm not the greatest with programming, but I have a very basic understanding. So I figured we can now talk about the catapults. So during that episode, I didn't save what I made in there. At least, well, this is basically the same idea, but it's not. It's different. I had the idea of pulling back little catapult scoop thing, whatever you want to call it. Still don't know what it's called, with the piston, and it was incredibly glitchy. And also, what I realized after even editing, that I was using the wrong springs. I was using the medium springs, and those just have no strength behind them. So then I switched them out to a heavy springs, and it worked. It was still glitchy. So, but I messed around with it more and actually got it to relatively work. So I got the piston to pull back, then I can detach myself, and then I press space. Oops. Of course. The collisions in this game, they really bug me sometimes. Oh. I just want you to work one time. There we go. You can still see it's just not the greatest. I mean, it's not what I want a catapult to be. And I think I made a few versions, as you can probably see there. I don't remember all my versions. Oh yeah. Then I realized, why do I need, if I'm just going to respawn this every time, unless I had multiple ammo, why do I need a piston to prime it, whatever it's called, to bring down the scoop? Why not just use gravity? Use gravity to your advantage. So I just slapped a whole bunch of weights on it and onto an attachable. Oops. Oh, that's right. I don't have it. I forget which ones I have on automatic or not. So I still have it on. So I have to detach myself from the weights, and bam. It's a lot. Honestly, it's a lot more accurate, and I think it just looks a lot more hilarious. And then after that idea, I just kind of expanded on it. There's 3. And I tried adding like more. Yeah, I added like more springs, and I changed it to an actual ball. Yeah, I changed it to an actual ball. So it's still a little. This one was still a little glitchy. I think is this one. I forget. Like I said, it's been a few days since I worked on this. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I have it on a delay, and I think if I press shift, it's just on a delay. Or the space. It's space. So even still, like, it works a lot better. It still is not the greatest. Yeah, like that program is just that's super easy. And I think this was the last version I did. I think this is actually drivable. But as you can see, it was a little glitchy when you bring the weights back. And obviously, with the more springs, the more tension you need, so the more weights you need, and oof, that would, every time this weight would come down, it would just fling me. So I had to slap a spring on there for cushion. And I think then, yeah, I have no delay on that one. So honestly, I don't know if that's farther or not. I haven't really done any testing. But this one's actually kind of drivable. Good old tank steering on it. It's not the greatest with the weight on there, but eh. And see, look at this. It's just so inconsistent. I will never understand the collisions in this game. It's just very it's very I just don't understand it. But yeah, for this episode, I just wanted to come back to a couple of my creations and show you that they actually do work. I'm not a complete idiot. But anyway, if you guys have any other ideas you want me to try and do, or any fun creations you want me to try and make, please let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys consider subscribing or liking. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Will this work? I don't know. I'm not gonna test it too much. I just want to see if this will work. Oh! Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I am the bullet. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.